Hello all, my name is Bob Hartman with DeLong Rigging Solutions. Today we're going to talk about operating a double purchase counterweight system. The ANSI standard refers to them as a double reeved counterweight system, but the more common vernacular is a double purchase system. A double purchase system is typically operated using a locking rail that is elevated above the stage floor in order to maximize wing space on the stage. The downside is that in order to have that elevated locking rail with a shorter arbor travel, yet enable the battens to have full travel from grid to floor. We can't have a 1-to-1 ratio, the load on the batten and the load on the arbor as the mechanical advantage. It doesn't work that way. So with a double purchase system, the arbor gets twice as much weight as the batten load. Essentially, we give up mechanical advantage and trade it for additional travel distance on the batten. To make the operating line travel match the speed of the batten, the operating line is also rigged as a 2-to-1 on the arbor. The operating line starts at the locking rail, where one end is tied off, goes up through the sheave on the bottom, through the idler block or the tension block, up through the rope block, and over the head block, and then back down to another sheave to the top of the arbor, and then back up to tie off at the head beam or the bottom of a head block. You still have the same distance to pull when operating, and when the load is balanced, the operating line is very similar to a single purchase system. The biggest difference is your arbor has twice the weight. So you have more inertia to overcome. That extra weight makes the system just a little stiffer to start and stop smoothly when you're moving it. You also have 3 ropes in sight on the operating rail, but you're really only concerned with the middle one and the one nearest to you, which is going through the lock. The 3rd rope is the dead end of the operating line, so you have no reason to really pull on that. The other 2 lines work similar to a single purchase system. So when you pull down on the center line, it will take the batten out, heading to the grid, and pulling on the near line, the rope that goes through the lock, you will bring the batten in towards the floor. Just as with the single purchase system, we're going to feel each side of the operating lines. Seems to be in balance, equal tension, to see if there's any unexpected tension, and in this case, they're pretty even. All right. One of the ropes would be tightened if tighter than the other one if we had more tension. Bolts reel feel the same. What we do is we grab 2 ropes together and slowly open the lock. We don't want to pop it. We want to have that as part of our tension. All right. Then we can bring the batten in by pulling down on the rope and then taking the batten out by pulling on the middle rope. Remember, only the near and the middle, ignoring that 3rd rope. Some other locks are in venues, such as this one right here. Before we would move it or grab the rope, we would undo this and then grab, and then we could move the lock that way. Okay? So going back to this, you can manually adjust an idler block to help you get tension in the operating line to get slack. So we could kick that, move it like this, all right, to get that tension equal or get slack in there to make wraps, all right? If we want to, in this case, we have this as we're moving it and we need some slack, kick it, moving it that way, all right? This will give you some slack if you need to take wraps in the rope, all right? In a double purchase system, the idler block tends to be a little bit bigger and heavier, so it's not as easy to get slack as it is with a single purchase system. Sun systems, they actually install a lift cable, which would be back here, that we would pull down on a ring as you kicked to move that tension block. Right? Lifting that same time in the back as you get slack. So we can do this, getting slack, taking wraps if you need to secure an out of balance load. Check out our other video about handling and securing an out of balance load. Please remember that DeLong Rigging Solutions one-shot training videos are meant as general information. Every system is different Every venue has different procedures, and even the same show in different places have different needs. All statements made make certain assumptions about systems and venue similarities. Nothing can replace on-site training with a qualified individual. If you ever have a question or concern about rigging, do not hesitate to reach out to us or another qualified vendor in your area.